So we're live, but I don't have some music playing. Do you know what that's from?
Yeah, so we were live, and I come in here singing, and
You were singing something good, but I was kind of hoping. Just wanted to say, this is Chad Decker, and with me today on the podcast is the Hall of Fame sportscaster, Mr. Nolan Dix. And
thank you, Mr. Decker. Yes. I actually got the call when we were doing our podcast on Monday.
Right, yeah.
I had a couple missed calls, and I'm looking down. I'm like, no, I got to do the podcast.
Yeah.
I was going to answer, but I didn't know if I could. That would probably have been a cool to do it online, but I didn't. So, but yeah, found out last Monday that, or the previous Monday, that got voted into the North Dakota Sportscaster Sportswriter Hall of Fame. Started in 1987.
Yeah.
And now has jumped the total up to 35 Hall of Famers.
With Nolan Dix being one of the newest members.
Yes. Along with
that. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Along with Lee Timmerman of KFOR and Scooter Persley from the Bismarck Tribune, who has previously retired. He's kind of rolling around on a Harley somewhere. And I see him occasionally at a gas station just in a random town. I'll look, I'm like, Scooter, what the heck? He goes, hey, I'm just living life now, man.
Living life. There you go.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, Lee's still working. I'll still be working, and quite a few of the previous Hall of Famers are still working. So
yeah, well, that's kind of a big thing there, brother.
Yeah, and thank you.
All I can say
better
is
than the best. I'm better than the best. Better than the best.
Yeah, there you go.
That's you, brother.
Little Hogan there. Yeah.
No,
hey, I did want to also.
That's Macho Man.
Oh, it's Macho Man. It sounded like Hulk Hogan there. Yeah.
No.
So, want to unveil another thing today. Big day also.
There's Hogan. Oh, yeah. Another Hall of Famer. There you go.
Just got done watching 10 minutes of highlights. So that,
yeah.
And I can guarantee you nobody will have 10 minutes of kick return, punt return highlights ever again. Touchdowns. Yes.
Touchdowns. How many did he have? How many were at his total? I mean, it was a good day for the Bears for the Hall of Fame.
As I was watching, the first two as a rookie were punt returns.
Okay.
And then his third one was actually when the Giants kicked that 53-yard field goal, and he caught it in the end zone and kind of stood there like, oh, okay, good kick. And then he darted out of the end zone.
Darted out, yeah.
I'm like, that was probably one of the more impressive touchdown runs, but he had some, I don't know, highlights that were some of them where he wasn't touched.
The one you said, the one that was your favorite was the one where he ran through the purple. Was he touched on that one or not, or was it just?
He might have got grazed by the kicker's shoulder pad or his fingernail.
Gotcha. You're not homering out on it whatsoever, are you?
Well, no, I wouldn't do that. But
he
had, I'd like to. I'm sure somewhere they have it narrowed down to. This is how many he got against the Detroit Lions. I saw 3-4 against the Detroit Lions, but
that's you and I could run one back against the Detroit Lions.
Well,
maybe.
I'd like to.
What?
I'm starting to envision that. I'm thinking, kick it off. Decker gets it at one. I'm thinking you probably don't even catch it. It hits your shoulder pad.
Oh, come on. You got to give me some credit, buddy. I could catch it. Would you attempt it right now?
No.
You up? If they said, no, get out there and, I could fair catch better than anybody. I don't know. So, well, congrats to him. Congrats to Julius Peppers, who was a Bear for a day. And then Steve McMichael, who we all know is battling ALS. And,
yeah, he's in rough shape, and
yeah.
I kept saying, I'm like, man, they got to put him in. Got to put him in. I mean, he's well deserved, and luckily he was able to get put in before he passes away because he's in rough shape. I don't know if you've seen him lately, but
I've seen some videos, and he had a pretty good football career. Then he went on to do some wrestling, and that's when I was watching wrestling big time with some buddies, and he was one of the Four Horsemen, and Ric Flair and him and all that stuff. Yeah, kind of having some fun. So, that's good stuff, man. Hall of Fame. Were you okay with Lamar Jackson as the MVP? You okay with that one?
No, I'm not with that one.
Okay.
That's the only one I really disagreed with. Well, yeah, that was kind of the big one. I don't know. I still think, well, I mean, he got him to the AFC Championship.
It's pretty good. Who would you have picked instead? McCaffrey?
I'm thinking McCaffrey was big. Purdy wasn't nothing overly special, but how many times do you give a MVP to a game manager? And
right. And what about Mahomes? I mean, he got his team to the Super Bowl. Tyreek Hill, a couple defensive guys out there that really kind of played well. I don't know. It's just like MVP is probably just a popularity contest.
Well, see, now MVP is more. Is that just offense?
Well, no. You had Richard Dent won it. Alan Page won. I mean, you're going back a few years with those guys. Yeah. But, I mean, you think football, you think offense, you think the most valuable players offense and all that stuff. And, go ahead.
Yeah, McCaffrey got the player of the year, offensive player of the year. So, I mean, really, the MVP and player of the year should go hand in hand, but that's the way to hand out two awards.
Yeah, right.
But offensive rookie, I agreed with it. CJ Stroud was.
Oh, absolutely. He was that guy. Lights out. Jordan Addison was going to take it at the beginning, and then he kind of fell off once Cousins got hurt.
Yes, and we all know the Bears passed on C.J. Stroud. Yeah, that's the big thing. That's everybody's passed on Patrick Mahomes too, and that we know that. So that doesn't have anything to do with today. But hey, there we go. Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett,
which well deserved. A lot
of defensive players that had some good years.
And I feel bad for Danielle Hunter as he wasn't even mentioned, and he had a pretty dang good year too. I mean that shows you how good the NFL is getting, and so that's why it's America's favorite sport.
Yeah, defensive rookie went to Will Anderson Jr., Houston.
Yep, knew that.
Coach, were you? What do you think on that one? Do you agree with the coach?
I don't even know who they picked for the coach. Sorry, I didn't even see it.
That would be Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Who else was in there? I would imagine probably DeMarco should have got it, but with what Stefanski did with the Browns after their quote unquote number one quarterback went down, that's pretty impressive. They had a pretty good year, buddy.
Yeah. He was tied with DeMeco Ryans at 165, but he had one more first place vote. That's why he ended up.
Is that what it was? Okay. Yep. Had the Vikings made the playoffs with their situation, I would have put O'Connell in there as well. But that's why I'm not a voter and all that stuff. And
there were three media outlets in Detroit that voted Dan Campbell 3 first place votes.
Well, you always got a homer for your team.
Yeah.
And as much crap we give the Lions, they had a really good year.
They had a good run. Yep.
Kudos to them.
So Campbell,
you said it best. Yeah, he came in second or third? Well, probably third. Okay.
But Stefanski and Ryans each had 165 votes. Campbell had 33, Kyle Shanahan 33, John Harbaugh 26, Sean McVay 21. And then there's a few others, kind of Mike Tomlin, Matt LaFleur, Todd Bowles got 1 third place vote, Sean McDermott, and Mike McDaniel.
So
Matt Eberflus did not get a vote in this year.
Neither. How about Mr. Kevin from the Vikings?
Donald did not get one as well.
So like McVay, the votes for him, the Rams, they had a down season last year. So I again, is that a wasted vote? Is that a homer vote, Nolan? I mean, what do you
on McVay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 1 first place vote, 2 seconds and 10 thirds.
So tell me why he deserves and you don't have to, but tell me why he has a first place vote. I just don't.
That would be from a media outlet.
In LA, giving him that. Yeah. So, all right.
It's funny you asked that because we vote on the sportscaster, sports writers vote on top 10 Class B girls, Class B boys, Class A, all those polls.
Yep.
And in the Class A poll, Minot, who is playing lights out basketball right now, 19 people voted. They got 18 first place votes. And then it was somebody else. And then there's another team that got 1 first place vote.
Okay.
And I'm looking and going, man, Minot's just above the rest. I mean, so then I figured out the points. You can figure out the points because Minot got 18 of the first place votes, which equals out to be 90 points. That's 5 points for each vote.
Sure.
And then they end up with a total of 92. So one of the voters voted him fourth, voted Minot fourth, along with Century first. So I'm starting to think it's like, okay, was it just a quick vote going on? All right, here we go. Or is it, do you sit down and go, I don't know if I want Minot up in 1, we'll put, I don't know. I think if you're voting on polls, I think you got to put the homers aside. I think.
Yeah, if a team is 10-0 and another team is 7-3, to me, the 10-0 team should get the first place vote.
Yeah.
Now, if one team is 10-0 and the other one is 9-1, and if that team has a tougher schedule, and again, no, I don't know North Dakota basketball, but or maybe they played each other and it was a closer game than what people thought, but I mean, so the team that got the first place vote, the solo, what's their record? And then what's Minot's record?
Yeah. I was going to try to get into that real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
I'll slowly pull it up, but I mean, you see it in the MVP race as well. You always see like somebody, this guy's going to be MVP. And then all of a sudden it's like LeBron James had 1 first place vote for MVP. It's like, really? I mean, it comes to a point where, okay, if you're going to homer, I understand you want LeBron to win the MVP because you write for the LA Times.
Yeah. But so what about like Mr. Basketball in that, Nolan? Do you get to vote on that as well?
Yep.
You do. Okay.
Yep. And that's another situation too. It's like,
is it clear cut? Some years it's probably clear cut, right? I mean, it's like
some years it's clear cut. Yeah.
This guy's the best. This girl's the best. But like, what about the years that are like, there's like 4 good players?
Yeah.
How do you as a sports writer, now we're going to dig into your Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, there you go.
What's your criteria? Or you don't have to tell us if you don't want to.
No.
What makes you say Charlie was better than Steve and I'm going to vote for Charlie?
First off, you're going to look at the stats.
Okay.
Stats are, I mean, they're a little skewed at times because of blowouts, I mean, it all depends on the coach. I mean, there's some coaches that'll leave a kid in for an extra 4 minutes during a blowout and they'll get some garbage points or whatever. Or does this kid play 18 of their 22 games? Did he just play buzzer beaters that he had to stay in the whole game? He had to score 30 points tonight.
Right. Okay.
I call, say if it's somebody out in the East, I call one of the sportscasters out there and go, all right, hey, be honest with me here. I've got 2 girls from the West. I got this girl from the East. Sell me on this girl from the East. Why do you think she's Miss Basketball? Okay. So you got to do research when you're voting on stuff like that, because I think if you get to a point if you're a voter, say a Hall of Fame voter for baseball, and all of a sudden you're not voting for Joe Mauer, I mean, you got to start looking at the criteria. You got to start looking at the voters, because if you got continuous years that voters are not voting for guys that get 95% of the vote, I mean,
but
it's their opinion. I understand.
Well, yeah. Does the record have anything to do with when you look at it like, hey, took his team to the state, or this girl's led her team to sectional finals for the past 4 years or whatever? Anything like that? Yeah. Okay. Yep. What about, and you don't have to answer this, but I'm guessing that if so-and-so is not a very nice person off the court, would you
That
not
is-
vote for him or her? I'm guessing that happens. I'm
Yes,
guessing
that
that
is
happens
sometimes
in
discussed because we brought up some before, and it's just like, well, this guy's gotten 3 technicals, and guy's kind of then it's like, God, do you really reward that type of play?
Sure.
You know.
Which I mean, and I'm guessing that happens in the NBA as well. Like
yeah.
like who's an unliked player? Like I guess. Well, I would say LeBron is probably not a well-liked player by
Right.
some sports writers, and they just won't vote for him. I don't
Right.
know. I think, and this is just me knowing you for all these years, that you probably take that as a privilege that you get to vote for that.
Yes.
And that's the way it should be done. It's like you look at it as like a privilege, and hey, I get to, and Mr. Basketball in North Dakota is a big deal. Mr. Basketball in Minnesota is a big deal. That's a huge deal. And kudos to everyone that gets nominated, and kudos to all those that win it. And
and in that poll that I was talking about, the first place team is 15-2. The third place that got the other vote was 14-2.
Okay, so that's legit to me, Nolan.
Yeah. I haven't looked too far into it as far as have they played each other. They probably have. I mean, it's all, we're winding down the season, so I mean,
sure. So
me, I always look, if I've got a team that I want to vote first, and I look back and go, oh yeah, might not beat this team by 4. They're number 1. I mean, they could get beat in the regionals. Anything can happen,
right?
But you have to do your research if you're going to do any voting.
Well,
I feel.
I mean, you could take that way. Like, what if the week they lost those 2 games, COVID hit the team, or they had the flu, or Jimmy was off with a strained ham. I mean, to me, that's tough.
Jimmy don't get hurt. Jimmy stays on the court.
Jimmmy always stays on. Jimmy's gonna get you, Kramer. Jimmy's gonna get you, Kramer.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why I picked Jimmy, but
hey, that's all right. Yeah, Jimmy Butler, right?
Jimmy Butler. Oh, I was thinking Jimmy from Seinfeld, but Jimmy's gonna get you, Kramer.
There you go.
Jimmy likes what he sees.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
There you go. There's the Hulk Hogan there. Yeah.
There. I downloaded a whole bunch. I didn't know what to do for your Hall of Fame celebration, but
there you go. Yeah.
And
you had asked me if I was going to start signing my checks and my HOF 24. I'm like,
I
don't know. I don't know.
If you send something to me Venmo, I better see HOF 24.
Okay. All right.
So,
but what I think is cool, and I'm sitting here, I was like, voted in the Hall of Fame same year Devin Hester got in.
Well, there you go.
My favorite guy.
Yeah.
I know, not even close to the same Hall of Fame.
Hey, man, that's 30 years of work you got going on there, brother. That's good stuff, man. Don't sell yourself short, because we as human beings are good at telling ourselves, I'm not that big of a deal. Well,
I think it kind of reignited me a little bit. You know
what
I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's just kind of like if you get, like, when I got Sportscaster of the Year, it's just like, it fired you up and got you getting back going again. And so, and
this is how I looked at it. I mean, you called me right away and you told me, so I appreciate that. But then later on, I was looking at X/Twitter and I saw it out there. I'm like, on Twitter, that you were freaking like Hall of Fame, and it wasn't you; it was somebody else. Was it one of your friends? No. It was one of the guys that is going in with you. I saw the little snippet of it, and I was like, "Hey, sweet!" So I mean, that was pretty freaking cool.
It kind of blew up on Facebook. It was kind of I found out Monday. We played Monday night, and I'm standing there with my head coach, and I haven't told anybody.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, somebody walks by. Hey, congratulations! Yeah.
I mean,
coach looks at me, and goes, "Something you're not telling me, or what?" I'm like, I was voting it all. What?
I'm the new head coach for next year.
You're fired at the end of the year. Tell you. No, I'd never take his job.
I wouldn't.
I never want to be a head coach. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think it'd be fun, but there's a lot of prep work in that.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Well, let's kudos to you. Kudos to the Bears. Who else got in? It was Patrick Willis. Was it Patrick Willis got in, or am I thinking the wrong?
Yeah. No, I wonder if I took a snap of the.
It was Peppers. It was Hester. It was. Oh gosh, sorry. McMichael got in. Randy Gradishaw. McMichael and Gradishaw got in for
senior. What was that?
Yeah. That's like when you're not available to be voted in anymore. The competition committee or whatever takes it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Dwight Freeney, he got in, and Patrick Willis got in. Yep.
Okay.
So yep. Surprisingly, did Andre Johnson get in? Yeah, he got in.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He's the only offense. Well, now I'm trying to think. Did Hester?
Devin Hester was a wide receiver too. So
yeah, I always thought
that's kind of why he's going in as a wide receiver, isn't he? Catching those dimes from Rex Grossman and Kyle Orton.
I read a little bit on him, and it said that for 2 seasons he caught up over 50 passes.
Yeah, he had 16 receiving touchdowns. Come on.
Yeah, guy's good. I've never said he wasn't, man. I think he's a good player. He's a game changer.
Yeah.
Now, did any of his returns like win the game for the Bears? I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, I'd have to go back but I know there's one for sure that tied it up. There's one that was a go ahead. There was one where it was 35-21. And Arizona was kicking off, and I think Denny Green was probably the coach. I don't know.
They are with another.
That might have been the game.
Yeah.
And he kicked it off, and like, yeah, you just can't kick to Devin Hester. And all of a sudden, the guy goes, right down the middle, right to Devin Hester. And I mean, he made one juke move to the left, back to the right. He was gone.
Yeah,
I mean, it was crazy.
I mean, the eyesight on that guy. I mean, just to find those holes and to do that. So,
yeah.
Well, before we get into the Super Bowl talk, I just kind of wanted to we did get some emails this week. And so I wanted to read those off to you. I'm just trying to find out, where did I print those off?
While you're looking for them,
I got them right here.
Passed away this week.
Who did?
Toby Keith.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of sad. That was, I did get a text off to read it to you because, I'm getting old, so I don't remember a lot of the stuff I say back in my younger days.
Yeah.
So when I worked up in Beulah, so this lady texts me. I worked with her up in Beulah. She sends me a text. She goes, "The first person I thought of when I heard that Toby Keith died was you." I was like, all right. I remember saying I didn't like the vibrato in his voice, and you were like, he's going to be big. You were right. Yeah. I was like, don't remember saying that, but hey, nailed it.
You're like legit, man. You got all this stuff going on. You are like the man. Country, you know it all, brother. I don't even know why I'm on this cast pod, but I'm up for Rookie of the Year.
You're the Rookie of the Year. Yeah, hey, we'll give it to you. And then you can be the comeback player of the year next year.
Okay, so that's good.
So this is from Toby Keith here. Life is short. Break the rules. Forgive quickly. Kiss slowly. Love truly. Laugh uncontrollably and never regret anything that makes you smile. Toby Keith.
Okay.
Words to live by. He had stomach cancer.
I would disagree with one of those about breaking the rules. But everything else I'm totally fine with, but you shouldn't break the rules.
Well, I mean, maybe these are like unwritten rules that you break. Is there a difference?
Well, there's these 10 commandments you're supposed to follow, and you should just follow those if you don't break those. So, okay, well, here's a couple emails that we got from our Gmail that we do have. First one's like, "Dear Nolan," it says, "Way to go on receiving your reward. I'm glad you found the neighbor's dog. Joe B., Washington, D.C."
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And then, so there's that one. "Dear Nolan," this one, it says, "SHIT, very fondly, Pete Rose." So, Pete's a little upset about something. I don't know what it is. And then, "Dear Nolan,"
he needs to be in.
Yeah, I think he does too. And then the final one, which I just got this morning, it says, "Dear Nolan, yeah, boy, we going in together. Bear down, Devin H." So there you go. Those are your three. Those
Yeah.
are your three emails, and I don't know
Devin
what
H.
this.
sent me a text on Tuesday afternoon, I think it was. He caught wind of it out in
Did
Chicago.
it? Okay,
so.
yeah. I guess I don't understand Joe B's email, but hey, that's for another podcast.
I don't think he understands his email.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, shout out to my cousin. She must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tracy was proud of you, cuz. So
yep.
yeah, good for you. That, I mean, again, accolades well deserved, my friend. Well deserved.
Thank you.
All right, so are you ready to talk the non-college Super Bowl edition? That's what we're going to do now.
There you go.
Okay. Or was it the Liberty Bowl? I don't remember which one. So let's talk Super Bowl. So what are we going to do here today, my friend? Are we going to bet everything? Are we going to have like 4 or 5 different bets, or what do you want to do?
Well, this is what we got, right?
Okay. All right.
I'm inching closer.
You're inching closer.
So any bet that we make, it doubles.
Okay.
Remember that.
Okay.
And you can't bet just $1.
Okay.
There's a minimum bet in this game here, buddy.
And what's the minimum bet that we're going to go with today? What do you want to do?
Well, I think we can bet whatever. Minimum bet will be $1,000 on each bet.
Oh, that's a lot of money. You're talking to somebody that's not, man. I know it's fake money, dude. I know it's fake money, but it's still like the principle of what beating you is what it's all about. Like if I have more fake money at the end of this podcast, I feel better. I mean,
I know, but
all right,
sit where I'm sitting. I want to beat you, so I could. So if you want, just bet $1,000 and you'll be fine.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's go. I'm fine with $1,000. Fire it up.
I did get the other night in New England. I bought a Super Bowl square for $10, and I bought it for know the score.
Okay.
Okay.
And so let's let our viewers know, because some people might say, "There's no New England." Well, yes, there is a New England. It's in North Dakota.
Yeah, New England, North Dakota. Yes, I was at a basketball game. So our numbers, for the game will be San Francisco 9, Kansas City 1, and they're giving out $125 each quarter. Final score $375,
and
all on a $10 square.
Yikes!
Book it.
Those aren't very favorable numbers, though, my friend.
They aren't. That could be. I mean,
3 field goals, 21-9. 21-9 is what I'm thinking. And I don't
21-9 at the end of the first quarter. 3 touchdowns and okay. You may only win at halftime. Halftime, we got a shot.
Yep. Okay. Unless it's like 49-31.
Well, there could be a 2-point conversion in there. There could be.
True. Yeah.
Like I said, if I ever coached in the Super Bowl or anywhere, I would not have a kicker on my team.
Okay. Gotcha. So, all right. Well, let's start off with, we're going to do point spread and over under, right?
Yes.
Okay. So which one do you want to pick first?
I will pick the over under first.
Okay. What is the over under?
The over under. Well, let me update it because this is a new day.
Okay.
It all depends on the bettors out there.
Right.
Let's see here. 1.5 is the points, and then the over under is.
Has the points switched back to KC? Because I know it was San Fran was first, and then it went to KC for a bit, and now it's back to San Fran 1.5.
Oh, yep, San Fran 1.5. Yep.
Okay. And the over under is
47.5.
47.5. Okay. So Nolan is going to take under. And how much is Nolan going to bet on the under?
I'm going to go $2,500, Chad.
$2,500 on the under.
Yep.
Sucker. So the chump in me, I should say, well, I'm going to bet $2,500 and I'm going to go under.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
and that would keep me in the loop.
It would be, but then you pick first on a couple other bets. So
Right. So I am going to say, I both defenses are good, and so I have a hard time going over with this, Nolan. I honestly do.
Yep.
And the way the games have been going, so I'm gonna bet 1,000 on the under.
Okay, you'd be wise to bet $2,500 on the under. But it's your money. It's your money.
Yeah, that's my money because I'm gonna pick a little different here coming to the point spread wise.
Okay.
So that right now only leaves me with $12,200, right? What else?
No, 11,300.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was reading that wrong. I thought I had $123,000.
Who's giving who crap about math? And yeah,
1, 2, 10. Yeah. Skip a few 10,
and that leaves me with what? 5,800.
Yeah. Yes. So I am going to take $5,000.
Yes.
And I am going to bet that Kansas City is going to win the Super Bowl.
You going +2 or +1.5 or the money line?
Kansas City's going to beat them. They just beat them. It doesn't matter. Because if San Francisco's favored, if KC loses by 1, I still win. Correct? So if it's 21-20,
right,
San Fran, I still win.
So you're doing +1.5 Kansas City.
Kansas City for $5,000.
$5,000. That's a big bet.
There you go.
That's a big bet.
There you go. A Hall of Fame person once told me, don't bet against the Chiefs. And so that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I just can't. I just think Kansas City's defense is going to get to Purdy, and I think he's going to have a rough game. That's my just things that I've just in the past here. So their defense has rattled some pretty decent quarterbacks throughout this whole playoffs. Josh Allen, all that sort of thing. Lamar Jackson. So I think it's.
Oh boy.
So. And we still got MVP too. We're gonna.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
$5,000, huh? I thought for sure you were gonna go San Fran. I was gonna but then I told you to never bet against the Chiefs.
No. I'm more along the lines of the Niners almost lost to the Packers and almost lost to the Lions, and Chiefs stifled Josh Allen, and the Chiefs stifled Lamar Jackson. And to me, Allen and Jackson are a lot better quarterbacks than what Brock Purdy is. So, I mean, that's just – it wasn't your don't bet against the Chiefs. It was just I think the Chiefs are probably a little bit better team playing right now. And that's how I'm – and you could get burned by that too by saying they've just played their best 2 games and then they get blown out by San Fran.
Yep. Okay. So I am going to go $1,000.
You did the math while we were rolling. Okay.
Well, I gotta catch up somehow, and I'm gonna go San Fran -1.5.
Wow, really? Yeah. So my bet made you change your bet.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Really? Wow. Okay. All right.
And this way, if I lose, I'm only losing $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
Boy, and you're calling me a wimp for betting that way. So, all right, that's fun.
We got 2 more bets left. 3 more bets left.
3 more bets.
We got 3 more bets.
You didn't tell me any of these. I know we were betting on the MVP.
We got MVP.
Yep.
We've got first touchdown scored and heads or tails.
Okay. And I got a 4th one. But
we got 4 now?
Well, I'll tell you, this one will be just a fun one. We'll see.
Okay.
We won't put any money on this. Heads or tails? I'm going to put 1,000 on tails never fails.
I always go with that. Well, I'm going 1,000 heads in.
Okay. First touchdown scorer is you, my friend.
Tails. Okay. First touchdown scored. Oh. Okay, so this is I think what we should do. And this is by no means in my favor, your favor, whatever. But with all these props, they have, well, where can I find them?
So do they go like, I mean, obviously they'd have like Mahomes and Purdy and McCaffrey and Kelsey, and then do they have the field like any other player?
Yeah,
or
probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just looking here for requested Raiders. Somewhere out there they have, and I don't have it on my phone. I think it's on the actual one out in my office. But like if you pick Mahomes to score the first touchdown, it's like your odds are like 2-1.
Okay. So now Mahomes scoring, is that throwing or running it in?
I think it's running it in.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you pick like Ayuk, he's getting it from Purdy. So I think it's the person that runs it into the end zone.
Sure. Okay.
Is the actual.
Yeah. See, I think we should do which team would score first. Which team do you think is going to score the first touchdown? And then you could say either San Fran or Kansas City. But I'll do it however you want to do it, Nolan.
No, I'll go. I'll do that.
Okay.
But we also do first touchdown score. I think that'd be a good one too.
By a player?
Yes.
I can name. Well, then let's just do the player. So go ahead. Who's going to score? And how much you putting on it? Boy. Come on, boy. You're thinking too much, man. You just got to go with it.
I'm going $1,000, and we're going to go off the odds on the internet. So.
No, you frickin'. Okay. No? Go ahead.
I'm going to go with, I'm thinking George Kittle's going to catch the first touchdown.
George Kittle. What's his odds?
I don't know. I do not know.
I'm going to take 1,000 for CMC. I think he's going to score the first one for 1,000.
So we really can't go and say that first touchdown scored. You can't pick the team now because we won't take San Francisco.
Yep. MVP. After I've been thinking about this for a long time, I think Patrick Mahomes will be the MVP. I just think he's going to have a game for the ages and just be the MVP. So I'm going to put $1,000 on old Pat. Boom.
I got Mahomes written down too.
Okay, gotcha. You putting $1,000 for him?
1, 2, 5,500. What do I got left? If I bet $5,500 already?
Yeah. You've got a little bit.
2,800.
Okay.
And you're saying McCaffrey scoring the first touchdown. I say
Kittle. Yep. And our final bet, which is just a gentleman's bet, Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift after the game. Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay. So maybe not that one. Travis Kelce, if the Chiefs win, Travis Kelce retires. Yes or no?
I don't think he retires, no.
You don't? I think he does.
You really?
I think he does.
He's going to stick around as long as Mahomes does.
Okay.
They're going to go and get their 5-6 Super Bowls or try to get their 5 or 6 Super Bowls.
Right. I was going to say, man, you're giving them some props right off the top there. So,
well,
okay.
Mahomes is at 2 right now. This will be his 3rd.
Yep. It'll be Kelsey's 3rd. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll stick around just so he can be in a different conversation than Gronkowski and those guys. I think he already is myself, and Gronk was a stud, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I think Kelsey is above him.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So I don't know. What else? I mean, you looking forward to the commercials? Do you like the commercials? Are you looking forward to Usher? Are you looking forward to Reba McEntire singing?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking forward out of this. I just want to.
You're ready to go. You're just like me. You're jealous of the Chiefs and you're jealous of the Niners, and you just want to get to free agency.
Yes, I want to get some trades in the books. I want to get get some draft picks traded. Whatever we're gonna do.
Yeah, which is it. It's the Bears and the Vikings motto for the past 20 years is wait until next year.
Yep.
And so you said it best last year when we first started this thing. When the season's over and then every team is like, yes, this could be our year. And you want to see your team do something exciting and you want your team to, trade away this and that and get more picks and do this and really shake it up. And then you hope for the best and you think my team's going to do awesome next year. And that's the exciting part. I think the first day of free agency to me, Nolan, and the draft, well, considering the Vikings have never won a Super Bowl, but I find that more exciting than the Super Bowl. I do. But I can't say
tell you, watching a Super Bowl with your team in it is stressful.
I could, yeah. Especially with the record that the Vikings have. I mean, that's like,
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So I went on X. I figured I haven't been on X all this morning.
Okay.
You always look forward to seeing what the first thing that pops up. And they're talking about Matt LaFleur only getting 2 third-place votes. People are upset. And then the next one is, what's this one? Good morning. Yesterday, the chatter seemed to center on J.J. McCarthy here on the Vikings Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
If he's their guy, get him. Just my thoughts. You think he'll go after J.J. McCarthy?
I hope not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I would rather see like the Penix or the Bo Nix or something. But Bo Nix is older, isn't he? I mean,
I think Bo Nix is a little bit older, yeah.
I don't know, Nolan. I don't know. I think when they sign Cousins, I think they have to draft a quarterback.
And those are the types of guys that can sit for a year. You can't draft Caleb Williams or Penix or maybe Penix you can. But Caleb Williams, there's no way in God's green earth that he will be drafted by anybody and will be sitting behind a quarterback.
No, I would agree with that. But you gotta have a pretty damn good veteran backing that person up.
Right, exactly. In which the top 3 teams don't. So
yeah, right. I don't know, buddy. I guess if they sign Cousins, then I could see that happening. If they don't sign Cousins and they go after Russell Wilson, which I hope they don't do either, I don't know. I just we'll have to figure something out. So I'm not Quezzy. I'm not O'Connell. I don't know. I think there are more pressing issues on the Vikings, which would be their defense than their offense, because I think I am 95% sure they're going to sign Kirk Cousins. And so I don't think.
How much? 40 million? 30 million?
I think he'll get 30 million a year guaranteed in 2-year deal, 60 million. I would do it.
Yeah.
You would do it, right?
Yeah.
Would you give him 90 million? Would you give him 45 a year like they're saying? Oh,
man. It's a lot of money. A lot of money coming off an Achilles.
I know it. That's the thing. And so, but he says he it's not about the money, but it is about the money, which you and I had talked about in the past. It's just he wants it guaranteed, and
Right.
smart for
Oh,
him to say that is that guarantee me the money and we'll go forward. And maybe in year 2 they say, you know what, hey, we can void or what.
Yeah.
The deals that people make, I think we don't know half of the deals that they make.
Right. Odds are, I would say they sign Kirk Cousins. They draft somebody in the second round, say McCarthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, probably sits.
Yeah. I don't think they're moving up. I don't think they're
No.
moving up to 2 or 3. I don't think that they would trade away that stuff for somebody.
Well, yeah, the stuff that they were saying trade away, it's like
right.
I mean, there were some ridiculous trade offers. One said Jefferson and 2 firsts and a sec. I'm like, whoa, back it up here. Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't think you do that.
Right.
But
yeah,
what is the recipe for a Super Bowl?
Well, I always thought defense wins championships.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
And how many teams? I keep bringing up Tampa Bay. You build your team, and all of a sudden, let's trade for Brady.
Yeah.
He brings them a Super Bowl.
Right.
Do you build your team? Bears sign Kirk Cousins. I mean, I don't know. If the Bears were to do that, obviously they'd be trading away, you'd get Marvin Harrison Jr., you'd get Bowers, your offense would be, you get a couple offensive linemen, get some free agents. Your offense would be where you want it to be. The defense started looking good. You sign all those guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's already a done deal with the Vikings. I think they're just waiting for it to start. I mean, I just think, and I'm not making fun of Chicago, Nolan, but Soldiers Field can get pretty miserable in the wintertime.
Well, yeah.
And throwing the ball in Soldiers Field is not the easiest thing to do. And is that why they haven't had a great quarterback?
Well, they're talking about getting a dome stadium. So
are they going to keep Soldiers Field or are they going to move out of downtown?
Well, they said they're going to be somewhere in the city now. They're not going to Arlington Heights.
Okay. I mean,
they're going to try to find something. Talking about a roof and on whether that's retractable, I think that's the way you got to go is retractable.
Well, yeah, but it's Chicago, man. Soldiers Field. I mean, you don't put a dome on Lambeau Field, do you?
No.
So why put a dome on Soldiers?
I know.
What Soldiers Field has just as much nostalgia.
Yeah, I know.
I still remember McMahon, and it still pisses me off in '85 when he's walking around, or '84 or whenever it was, and the snow is falling and he's walking like this,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we just won. So I mean, you can't put a dome.
Yeah.
Dome schmom. I wish the Vikings, but I will say their stadium's pretty cool. US Bank Stadium's pretty cool. It's pretty neat.
But I think in Minnesota, you'd still get the fans, but Minnesota just isn't they've never been a cold weather team. It's like if they would have built an outdoor stadium, I think that would.
Wait.
What?
They've never been an outdoor team?
Well, in my lifetime.
Okay, there you go.
In my lifetime.
Okay. I mean,
I'm not talking Fran Tarkenton.
Okay.
I'm talking Metrodome.
I know, the garbage bag.
Because we always talked about
the hefty
every
bag.
time Randy Moss decided to go out and play in the cold, other than his moonshot, he hasn't played well.
Careful. Going to Green Bay. So, all right, my man. Well, we got a busy weekend ahead, heading to Northfield tonight to watch my nephew dive. He's in the Big 9 diving sectionals tonight.
Oh, okay.
And then we got wrestling sectionals tomorrow.
Oh,
so we will be over.
Winner goes state, or
yeah, I believe so. Yes.
They're in the top 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how many go, but yeah, so it's that.
Something you got to figure out tomorrow, Chad.
Yep. And then the girls wrestling team, which Lily isn't going, but they're off to somewhere. They actually wrestle a 2-day sectional tournament to go to state as well. So good luck to my favorite high school, the Spartans of Mayo High. and hopefully they send a lot of people to state.
Yeah, Night Hawk girls are up in Minot today. Boys are in Kildare tomorrow.
So
Yeah,
you heading to
districts-
Minot?
Nope.
Nope.
Getting updates there. Got somebody going to Kildare tomorrow. Got a ex-wrestler and a dad going up there to do play-by-play, and then
Okay.
I'll be in Glen Ullin for district basketball
Gotcha. Right on.
as the Nighthawks play at 3:30 Mountain Time. So
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds
Yeah.
good. And then Sunday is they canceled Lily Rose's soccer game on Sunday because it was at 6:00, and the coaches got together and said, "Yeah, we don't want to play that night." Because
why
it
would
was
that ever be scheduled at 6:00 in the end?
because I don't think people that really follow soccer care a lot
Oh.
about
I'll
football.
say this date's been set for quite some time now.
No, I don't think it has. But Lily's kind of bummed out about it. She's like, I could care less about football.
Well, yeah, there's
So,
that.
Yeah, but but the best thing about going to these other towns, Nolan, is like there's breweries there, and I get to drink like cool beers. So I'm
There
excited.
you go. There you go.
Plus, I get to watch my nephew and my son. So should be a good weekend. Should be a good
Yeah.
weekend.
Should
All
be
right.
fun. And looking forward to just a good Super Bowl, and hopefully I come out on top winning a lot of money.
There you go.
And I'm going to end the podcast with this.
Devin Hester from the 16.
First return ever.
Looking for Lane. He's got one. Watch out here. If he gets a couple blocks, he's gone. Devin Hester, the rookie from Miami.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Touchdown.
we got him.
80.